Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Kate if you're new here. I like to talk about all things luxury, so if you're into that kind of thing, feel free to subscribe and come and join our little luxurious family that we have here. We would love to have you. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than my normal content because I want to talk about having a soft life. Now, this absolutely falls under the category of luxury content, although it's not handbags, shoes, accessories, all that stuff. But I want to talk about this because I feel like it's important and I feel like I have a lot to share on this topic that I talk to my friends about. I see a lot about it on social media. So let's talk about having a soft life. First, I feel like it's only fair to talk about my credentials. Why am I talking about this? Why am I bringing this up? First, like I said, it's close to luxury in general. It is in itself a luxury. And second, I feel that I live a soft life. I'm a supporter of soft life content. I even like femininity content. I know some people are against it, but I like that type of content for the most part, and I'll get into the problems that I have with it in a minute. Now, even though this video is not specifically about me, I feel like it helps to have a bit of background about me so that you know where my perspective is coming from and why I feel the way that I feel about some of these things. So very quickly going through my background. So I am 30 years old, just turned 30 in September, so newly 30. I got legally married in August, and then my wedding is coming up in December. So there will be content about that too. That's a whole different thing. But wedding is in December, got legally married in August. I grew up in Michigan and went to college in Michigan. I went to school for biology. I worked in sales for quite a while, and then I transitioned. I did a coding boot camp online, and I moved into the tech industry, which is where I am now. I'm in fintech. And I say those things to say that I'm familiar with hard work. I'm familiar with having to grind. I'm familiar with having to do all of those things. Now, at the same time, I was also spoiled by my family throughout my entire life, through most of my adulthood, and then now my husband. I have always been well taken care of, and I still am to this day. Like I said, I work in fintech. I have a senior title in fintech, so I make good money there, but I also have a very flexible schedule. I work from home. I have unlimited time off, so I feel like I still absolutely live a soft life, and it is absolutely completely possible to live a soft life while working. We'll get into that a little bit more in a second too. I'll start off with a few of the things that I like. One of the things that I like about the soft life content is that I like seeing women, and especially Black women, happy, living their best lives, stress-free, or limited amount of stress. You're always gonna have some type of stress in life if you are living. Taking good care of themselves and being taken care of, getting to live out their dreams, getting to do the things that they're passionate about. I am always happy to see that type of content. So what's the issue here? I feel like we can kind of divide some of this soft life content into two different sections. I feel like there are sections that are they're just for fun. I feel like a lot of the hard wigs, soft life, we're just making jokes, we're kikiing, like we're just having a good time on a lot of those. The other side of things, I feel like there are a lot of content creators who make soft life content with the intention of showing that soft life is a specific thing, and with the intention of making their audience, their viewers, the people who pass their videos on TikTok, the people who see their videos on Instagram, feel less than. This isn't about someone specific or a few specific people. This is about content creators who talk about soft life in general and who talk about it in what I feel is more of a harmful way than a beneficial way. Now, within those content creators, I feel like what tends to happen is that having a soft life gets reduced to owning designer handbags, going on expensive trips, and being with a rich older man. That's the blueprint that we tend to see. We see these vacations, we see these pictures, and then we either see like a mysterious older man in the background whose face is covered, or we see an older man in the background whose face is not covered. Those are the main genres that I see. Now, this can be a soft life, but I feel like it's typically presented as the only type of soft life. Is that someone else is taking care of you financially, you have no cares in the world, not a single stress, nothing to worry about, you're traveling the world, and it's because you got with this older man that had a lot of money. Like I said, it is a soft life. It does not mean that is the only type of soft life. And I feel like the representation for the other types are just lacking. I feel like the representation for what I feel that a soft life actually is not necessarily represented all the time. The videos that get a lot of clout, the videos that get a lot of likes, a lot of views, a lot of shares, those are those typical videos that I normally see. Now, this is not to say that everyone who shows their life online and shows the cool things that they do, the expensive things that they have, all that is doing it to make you feel bad. They are not. And I'm a firm believer of if you post something and you don't have bad intentions, if somebody feels bad, that is not your fault. That's not on you. That's something that is within them that makes them upset. It is what it is. I want everyone to know that a soft life is more achievable than these content creators tend to make it seem, because it's a lot simpler than what they show. And with that, I'll talk about what my definition of having a soft life is. When I think of a soft life, I think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I just truly believe that it's a really good way to look at things, and it's really important to understand the structure of the needs that you have and where you are in your life. By definition, It's a motivational theory in psychology comprising a 5-tier model of human needs, often depicted as levels in a pyramid. And as you could guess, at the bottom you have physiological needs. You need to eat, you need water, you need the basics that you need to survive. That's at your survival mode. The very bottom, that's your base level. And then the next one is about safety and security. There are different versions of this chart, by the way. So I may be using words that are not in the one that's in the picture or in ones that you've seen before. I kind of combined a few different descriptions, but it all really means the same thing. Next one is safety and security. You want to feel safe. You need to feel secure. This is when you're in good health, you have steady employment, maybe you have family that makes you feel secure. When all those things are intact, that's when you're past that little safety and security portion. Then you have love and belonging. Everyone wants to feel loved. Everyone wants to feel like they belong. They want to be part of a community. Friendship, family, intimacy, a sense of connection with other people. And then self-esteem. And as you go from the bottom to the top, I feel like it's like a softer and softer type of lifestyle, right? So self-esteem is the next one. I also see this get put in with aesthetic, which I feel like is a good way to describe it. So confidence, achievement, respect of others, the need to be a unique individual, expressing yourself, basically doing the things that you like, the things that you want, making yourself into who you want to be. And then the top one is self-actualization. Morality, creativity, spontaneity, acceptance, experience, purpose, meaning, and inner potential. So the top tier is very mental. And I feel like the top 2 pieces of the pyramid are where you're in the soft life portion, is how I like to think about it. I saw a creator recently say that a lot of people have the mentality of if I can buy it, I can be it. And I think that that's part of where the problem is. A lot of these creators online are showing you, okay, we're unboxing a new Dior bag. He got me a Chanel bag. I can easily go and do these things, blah, blah. This is why my life is soft, etc. Meanwhile, they're working very hard to portray that lifestyle to you. They're working very hard to make you feel a certain way so that you feel the need to follow them. You may not be consciously thinking this, but I feel like it does cause a subconscious trigger for a lot of people to be like, oh, wow, they're saying that they're living a soft life. They're doing all of these unboxings. They're doing this, they're doing that. And it makes you feel like they have unlocked something that maybe you haven't. Maybe they're at a higher tier that you haven't gotten to yet. And that's what you feel like. So you feel like, well, my life can't be soft right now. My life doesn't look like that. But I want people to remember and to acknowledge the fact that soft life is not about an image. It's not about how many designer bags you have. It's not about what type of stuff you can buy. It's not about the type of person that you're with. It's not about what you get to go to, what parties you get invited to, what events you get to attend. It is absolutely inside, and it is absolutely your mentality and how you feel. Now, you need to be able to meet a certain number of basic needs before you're able to fully feel that way. But a lot of this is going to be based on mentality. There are tons and tons of people who have their basic needs taken care of and more, but they don't feel happy. They don't feel soft. They don't feel good. They don't feel like they're not stressed out all the time. Just because your life isn't as aesthetic doesn't mean it's not as soft. You can be in a hardworking phase of your life. You can be grinding through college, trying to get a second degree. You can be working really hard to try to get that promotion, to get that job. You can be career oriented and still be soft. You can have a 9-to-5 job and still be soft. I have 3 tips at the end for really tapping into a soft life, but I want to make the point that it's not about what your life looks like. It's not about the aesthetics of your life. It's not about if your life compares and matches with these people that you see who are saying that they are soft life influencers. It doesn't need to look like that. And while I know that logically we all know this, we all know that your life doesn't have to look exactly like that. But a lot of times you see things over and over and over again, and your brain is going to automatically start to believe those things. So you kind of have to check yourself at some point. You have to reel it back in and be like, okay, wait a second. This is not what my life needs to look like. I can be happy now with the things that I have now. My needs are taken care of and I feel good. And then that also leads to why creators post in this way, why creators post to make you feel negatively sometimes. And that's because it works. It works. It's like an addiction. Like you're feeling something, you get triggered when you see something. And like I said, it's a lot of times it's subconscious and it works. You feel like they know something that you don't. Maybe you follow them because of it. Maybe you continue watching their content, but you don't follow them. But it's something where you're just intrigued, you're drawn in, and you want to know more a lot of times. Even if you are one of these influencers and you have that exact life, if you don't feel soft, it doesn't mean anything. If you don't feel happy, it doesn't mean anything. And like I said, we know this logically, but sometimes you got to talk about it in order to make sure that your brain fully knows it when you see this content. I put together 3 things that I feel like you can do as long as your basic needs have been met. I feel like these are 3 things that can help you live a softer life without making any insane changes to your actual life. The first one is something that I try to do with everything that I don't typically like doing. One of the biggest times I do it is when I fly. I don't like flying. I have a fear of flying, and the airport scares me, planes scare me. And I have started taking the time, I would say probably within the last 2 years, every single time I go to the airport or am I on a plane, I think about how lucky I am, and I start thinking about it in a way of gratitude instead of a way of fear, instead of a way of I really don't want to be here, I cannot wait until this is over. I flew back to San Diego for a dentist appointment like a month ago, and while that is annoying because it took me the whole day to fly there, go to the dentist, do some other stuff, fly back, it was an annoying process. And through the whole day, I just kept telling myself, like, I feel grateful because I have a dentist that I like so much that I'm willing to go back. I'm so grateful because I'm able to buy a plane ticket to go back and it's not a problem. I'm so grateful that I'm able to go home to a place that I like and that I'm so excited to get home because I love home. I do the same thing when I don't feel like working. I love my job, but that doesn't mean I'm pumped to go to work every single day. I work with a lot of startups at my job, so I get to help people literally try to make their dreams come true. That's a pretty cool way to look at things instead of just saying that I have to go to work today. And it makes me feel better every time. It's all about just tricking your brain into feeling good. And there are good things about a lot of the things that we do on a daily basis. If I have to cook dinner, I'm grateful that I'm able to get these groceries. I'm grateful that I'm able to decide what I want to eat. I'm grateful to have access to healthy food. Like, just gratitude in the things that you don't necessarily love doing, but are part of your life. The next one, I feel like everyone is going to say this, but boundaries. Boundaries are so important, and we know this with friends, family, etc. You have to protect your own peace. I also really think that we don't talk enough about boundaries with men and when you're dating, and I feel like we just don't talk about that enough. Like, if you are dating, if you are talking to someone, if you are with someone who does not have your peace in mind, and you can tell that every single time, those are where you need to set boundaries. And I feel like we don't talk about that enough. You do need to set boundaries. You need to set boundaries. I don't care how much money he has. If you don't have boundaries, you're driving yourself crazy and you're not on your way to a softer life. And then the third one is self-care. And I see a lot of these $2,000, $3,000 maintenance days that people do once a month, especially influencers do. Sometimes they're being gifted these things. Sometimes they pay for them, whatever. Not about how much money they spend, but like the reason I say that is because it doesn't have to look like that. I do my nails at home. A lot of times I wear press-ons. I have gel on right now. I don't know if I love it, but I do my nails at home. I do my hair at home. I have been trying to learn how to do my makeup. Just things that make me feel good that are not necessary, but they're things that I can do at home. And those are really cheap things to do. My press-ons are normally $4 a pack. On the Kiss website, when they have sales, I load up on those and I do my own nails, and I love that. I don't like spending time at the nail salon. That doesn't feel like self-care to me. That doesn't feel good to me. So evaluate the things that you feel good doing. If it's going to go get a massage, I don't like massages. I'm not going to go. But if that's what you like and that's what you want to put some money toward every month, do it, because it makes you feel good. It makes you feel soft. It makes you feel less stressed. Put money towards the things that you think really matter and that you feel good doing. And self-care doesn't have to cost a lot of money. That's all that I have for you all. Just don't let these people con you into thinking that you need all of these different things, that you need these bags, that you need shoes, that you need this man, that you need a couple $1 million a year to be happy and to feel soft. You may be on your way to having all of those things. And I talk about this with my partner all the time because we talk about how I think that it takes a lot less money than people think to feel happy and to feel content and to feel good, but they don't allow themselves to do so. And I am a firm believer in trying to tell everyone who I can that your life doesn't need to wait to start. You don't need to wait to start feeling happy until you have those things that you want. You can feel happy now in most cases. There are obviously exceptions to that. There are things that people are going through, of course, but that comes back to the hierarchy of needs. And if you have your basic needs met and you're okay, there are a lot of more ways that you can make yourself feel happy, that you can make yourself feel soft, that you can rest and you can relax and you can find the time to feel good, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow and you have to live life today. And like I said, most content creators do not mean to make their audience feel a certain way, but a lot of times it is taken a certain way. And I feel like you need to take the time to correct your brain and to get back on track. No matter what media makes you feel like, social media makes you feel like, you need to be able to recalibrate your brain and get back on track so that you can actually be happy, because that's the only thing that matters. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this type of video, please let me know in the comments. I would love to do more talking videos that aren't directly related just to handbags and shoes. So if you like this type of content, let me know. And if you have any ideas for me, let me know too. Also, if you want to follow me on TikTok and Instagram, I will put them on the screen. Both usernames are the same. It's Kate Swan. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.